The little foam filter on my microphone has this weird dent in the top of it that makes it look a little phallic. I'm talking into a penis, more so like a fleshlight. You may be wondering why I'm wearing this glove, and it's not because I'm training for my MMA fight with Mark Zuckerberg. It's actually because I have carpal tunnel from wiping my ass too hard. Back with another Reddit video. I found a subreddit called Morbid Questions, where it's kind of just that. People ask their morbid questions that they feel aren't really good to ask in normal conversations. Number one, if you have diarrhea, will a butt plug hold it in your corpse? I'm assuming this is implying that you're dead. If I'm not mistaken, when you're dead, you release all of your fecal matter anyway. It would just be like leaky. I wonder if at like funerals, they have like a butt plug up there. No, that doesn't sound right. I feel like they remove everything. How does being dead work? Why do you just shit? Your body like relaxes itself, and for some reason you just shit everything you got in there. What if you just took a shit? Do you still shit? I don't think a butt plug is stopping diarrhea, dude. Not much can stop diarrhea. Would a dead body be able to age? This brother doesn't know about decomposition, and that counts as aging, right? This is where people ask the real questions, and I appreciate that. We got a 9/11 themed question. Did the people who were working at the World Trade Center on that day who survived get paid for the whole day, even if they only worked for like 2 hours before the planes hit? Did they get paid time off in the days afterwards? Honestly, that's the best question I've ever seen asked about 9/11, and I can totally imagine they didn't. The only thing I can think of is that I know a lot of people who were in the building and did survive the initial attack still got sick, so I would imagine there'd be some type of financial compensation that comes with that, and I saw a few different articles about financial compensation for those who were victims of being sick at during the attacks of 9/11. I could totally see a company just being like, what? Well, you guys only worked 2 hours. Let's hope for their sake they were salary employees, because if they're hourly, I guarantee you they didn't get fucking shit. Maybe the people who had paid time off got paid, but this is 2001, baby. I feel like nowadays everyone's so pussy that companies just have to throw out money to everybody. They're just like, oh yeah, here, you can have PTO because you're kind of sick, and here, you get 5 mental health days a year, which is cool. I think that it's necessary, but this is 2001. We didn't give a fuck about anything back then. You know what was going on in 2001? 9/11, for one. I was also born in 2001. A pretty slow year. If it weren't for 9/11, I don't even think we'd talk about 2001 or even remember it as a year. I think we would just kind of, it'd go from 2000 to 2005. Like all those years were kind of just like, oh, 9/11 happened. What would happen if you injected dumpster juice? Pretty sure that's how Oscar the Grouch was formed and created in a laboratory. You get superpowers. It depends on your skin tone, because if you're white, you then become white trash. That's a bad joke. That's terrible. That was a stupid joke. And what was the flip side of that joke? What was I gonna say if they were black, huh? I've always kind of wondered what dumpster juice tastes like. It's a good question. I wouldn't ever think as far as injecting it into my veins. You'd probably get high as fuck depending on what's in that dumpster. If you're in Philly and you inject that dumpster juice, you're gonna be stretched out on the corner, bro. You're gonna be like, gonna get hit with a little bit of that trank. Let's move on. I'm a little bit concerned here. How long does it take for a child-sized body to dissolve in acid? FBI right here. And I like the emphasis on child-sized body. They didn't say child. It's just this fucking serial killer who's running around killing midgets. Can I still say that? Is midget okay? Can you consent to have your body used for necrophilia after you die? Christ, this is tough. Dude fell in love with the emo bitch. I don't think you can legally consent to that, but I think like under the table, you can kind of consent to anything, you know? If your emo girlfriend, emo/goth/scene, I don't want to like mis-aesthetic anybody. If your dark themed girlfriend wants to fuck your body after you die, I'm pretty sure you can just consent to that under the table for sure. Can you rip off your own penis while masturbating? If you try hard enough. Be careful what you say on this shit though. With the way that this generation works, this is gonna become a TikTok challenge. It's not far off from the Tide Pod shit. Also, I'm pretty sure there was like a Kia Soul challenge. The challenge was get into a Kia Soul and hotwire it and steal it. That was the challenge. Be careful with the shit that you put out into the universe, because these kids might start ripping their penises off. Do you feel purposely seeking photos of dead bodies damaged you psychologically in any way? I don't purposely seek photos of dead bodies, and I don't think that's a normal person thing to do, so I think you were already psychologically damaged in some way. Social media, especially in recent years, since about 2016, ISIS beheadings, police shootings, mass shootings, everything kind of ends up on my timeline. And I've seen a lot more dead bodies than I'd prefer to, even like celebrities who have died. I've had to witness their body. So that's not cool. And do I think it's damaged me psychologically? It may be a little bit, because now when I see a dead body, I don't feel anything, and I feel like I should. You know, back in the day, before social media exists, the only people who really saw dead bodies were people at funerals and medical professionals, or if you lived in the hood. For the most part, people weren't just seeing dead bodies all the time. They didn't throw pictures of dead celebrities in the newspaper, as far as I know. I think there's definitely some psychological damage to be done there. But in terms of purposely seeking it out, you already had something wrong with you. What kind of pain would somebody experience if a wasp stuck them in their anus? Motherfucker like me would probably come. I can imagine that it would probably feel like a wasp sting, but just on your ass. Which may be a worse sensation, but it could, like, what if they get the G-spot? Isn't the male G-spot like pretty close to the front of the anus? Close enough that a wasp stinger could potentially hit it? I just imagine some dude accidentally gets stung in the anus by a wasp, really likes it. He starts his own business and he's taking out people's wasp nests for him. Comes home after a long day of work and just shoves the whole nest in his ass. Can castrating a child prevent puberty? I remember when I was like 8 years old, my dad told me, I don't want you to grow past this point. You're at the perfect age right now, you know, everything's perfect. When I was 8, I was funny, I was cool, I wanted to spend time with my parents, whatever it was that my dad liked so much about me when I was 8. And that was that with that conversation. And I feel like because he was able to express that feeling to me, he didn't lead to thinking this, which is, can I cut my kid's balls off to prevent him from growing past this point? Which, yes, you can. This is true. That's how it works. And there are people who have done this. There was a singer, I don't remember his name. I should do some research sometime to make my videos a little bit more informed and seem like I'm a smart guy. But there was a singer, I think his name was Castrato, and he castrated himself to keep a higher pitch voice. That's a thing. People do that. So, yes. But don't fucking do that. Is it weird if I find out a girl's ovulation calendar to see when I should try to flirt? No. Genius. That's nature, baby. Does the average person contemplate suicide at least once in their life? I'm gonna go yes on this one. I feel like everybody, every day, is just deciding, fuck it. Not today. It's another day that we all just decided we're not gonna end our lives. So that's cool. So if you are watching this video, that means you decided not to kill yourself today. So kudos to you. Good shit. I know I decided not to kill myself this morning when I decided I was going to record this video. And if normal people don't think about suicide at least once in their life, this was all a joke. Please don't 5150 me, please. I don't want to get grippy socked. How does a prolapsed anus feel like? So I had to look this one up because I've never heard of a prolapsed anus. This sounds like some type of editing tool. And prolapsed anus is where your intestines fall out of your ass. So you're basically like a honeybee after a bee sting. You just fucking... I would imagine that it feels very painful and very uncomfortable to have your intestine hanging out of your asshole. I feel like there's a better subreddit for this. There's literally like Ask Doctors and shit, but you're on morbid questions. This isn't morbid enough for me. Moving on, how does it feel like to starve to death? Why don't you ask someone who's starved to death? You can't. So you don't know. Try it. Figure it out. I don't know. This is the last question I'm going to answer. Why am I, as an adult, afraid of pedophiles? It's a really good question because, you know, obviously pedophiles don't apply to you. They don't want anything to do with you. I think it might work similarly to homophobia, meaning that if you are scared of them, then you probably are one. I don't know. I don't walk around scared of pedophiles. I don't fuck with pedophiles. I don't like them, but I'm not scared of them. If I saw one in public, I wouldn't hide. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thought this was a fun little subreddit. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, do whatever you need to do in terms of making me feel good. And real quick, just want to say a couple things. I know I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks or maybe a month at this point. I really don't know how long it's been. And there's a reason for that. It's not just because I'm being lazy. It's because I realized that at some point when I was uploading every single week that I wasn't enjoying that. I like making these videos, obviously. I'm sitting here doing it in front of you. But I was just forcing myself to upload something week after week just to get something out in terms of trying to get my channel off the ground. And that's kind of not what I want to do. Taking my time to make these videos. You know, I'm put a little bit more effort in. I'm working on a really big video right now, so I may not upload again for another month, but I promise you I am working on something. So if you've gotten to this point in this video, thank you for supporting. The next video will be nothing like this, but that's cool. Hopefully y'all support it anyway and y'all like it. I think y'all might. I did release a lot of music in the time that I've been out. So if you go on my SoundCloud, I've put out so many songs, an EP, just kind of unleash the vault on you guys. And I hope you guys like that too. It's been doing really well. Music plays have been going up. I'm kind of running out of my social battery here. So I hope y'all have a great day and a great week and a great September or whatever. And See y'all in the next video. I don't remember how I close my videos. Bye.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We still calling that shit Twitter, I don't fuck with exes. That bitch like the way I talk, and it's cause I'm from Texas.